Giudice attending Teresa Giudice's wedding to Ruelas. Giudice addressed whether he would attend Teresa Giudice's wedding to Ruelas. This comes months after he said that she moved on a bit quick with her new man. Joe shares 4 daughters with his ex-wife. He is hoping that he can get a ticket back home soon. The former Bravo star was deported to Italy, where he currently lives. He has since hired an attorney who could help him move back to the States. However, the case may take over a year. Some fans assumed that Joe wanted to move back to the States so he could stop Teresa's wedding. He made an appearance on the Friday, January 7 episode of Access Hollywood's Housewives Nightcap. During the interview, Joe addressed his real feelings for Teresa's new man. He claims that he has nothing against Louis. All he wants is for his ex-wife to be happy. I got nothing against Louis. I met him, he is a nice guy, Giudice said. They are happy, you know what I mean. And that's all that matters. The reality star doesn't believe that their kids have an issue with Louis. Most of the Giudice family has opened up to him. However, that doesn't mean that there won't be drama on the Real Housewives of New Jersey Season 12. As TV show's Ace previously reported, Teresa's relationship will take center stage and will get opinions from just about anyone. As for Joe, he called Louis a decent guy. He's also open to attending the couple's wedding, just as long as he can get there. Teresa and Joe have not revealed their wedding plans, including a date. Would I go to the wedding? I don't care, why not? Joe casually said. Maybe they'll have it in the Bahamas, maybe they'll get married in my backyard. He has since ended his relationship with Daniela Fittipaldi. It came on the heels of his move to the Bahamas last year. Joe teased that he's dating a new woman. He's not looking to get married again. He's still holding out hope for the right woman. I'm dating another attorney over in Ohio, so we'll see what happens, Giudice said. I was married for a long time. I'm not looking to get married right now, but if the right one comes along, you can never say never. It's unclear whether the attorney he's dating is also helping him get back to the States. Giudice recently had to shut down the engagement rumors. Joe feels she's way too young to even consider marriage with her boyfriend Christian Carmichael. He doesn't understand where the rumors came from. But he made it clear that he approves of her boyfriend. Do you think Giudice should attend Teresa's wedding to Louis? Do you think she should invite him? Sound off below in the comment section. The Real Housewives of New Jersey Season 12 premieres on Tuesday, February 1 at 8 p.m. ET on Bravo. Adams is a reality TV addict. She's been writing about entertainment and pop culture since 2006-7. When she's not writing about television, she reflects on early aughts culture on Substack. Giudice attending Teresa Giudice's wedding to Ruelas. A journey of redemption, family, and new beginnings. The journey of Giudice and Teresa Giudice has been a roller coaster of emotions, public scrutiny, legal battles, and personal struggles. For nearly 2 decades, they have been in the spotlight, first as reality TV stars on The Real Housewives of New Jersey, and later due to a series of legal issues that shook their family to its core. Through it all, their tumultuous relationship, their personal growth, and their eventual reconciliation have captured the attention of millions. Perhaps no moment in their story was as emotionally charged as Giudice's attendance at his ex-wife Teresa Giudice's wedding to Louis Ruelas. The wedding, held in August 2022, was a significant moment not only for Teresa and her new husband, but also for their entire family. For Joe, attending the wedding was a decision that reflected the progress he'd made in his life, the growth of his relationship with Teresa, and his commitment to his daughters. It was a moment of redemption, a chance to embrace the future while acknowledging the past. The Giudice family saga, a timeline of struggles and triumphs. The story of Joe and Teresa Giudice and their eventual separation is one that played out in the public eye. Their rise to fame on The Real Housewives of New Jersey initially depicted a lavish lifestyle, family gatherings, and all the drama typical of reality television. However, things took a turn in 2013 when the couple was indicted on charges of bankruptcy fraud, conspiracy to defraud lenders, and tax evasion. The scandal that followed was enough to bring down their empire. In 2014, both Joe and Teresa were sentenced to prison for their crimes. Teresa served 11 months in federal prison while Joe, due to being an Italian citizen, faced deportation following his 41-month sentence. Their legal issues putting enormous strain on their marriage. Despite their troubles, however, Joe and Teresa seemed determined to keep their family intact, and their daughters, Gia, Gabriella, Melania, and Adriana, remained their central focus. In 2019, after being released from prison, Joe Giudice was detained in an ICE facility, where he fought for months against his deportation order. Ultimately, he was sent back to Italy, leaving behind his family in the U.S. Teresa, meanwhile, moved on with her life, dating Luis Ruelas, a businessman and entrepreneur who quickly won her heart. A new chapter, Teresa and Luis' wedding. When Teresa and Luis announced their engagement in October 2021, fans were overjoyed to see Teresa find love again. The couple had met in 2020, and their relationship blossomed quickly, with Luis making it clear that he was fully committed to Teresa and her family. The engagement, while exciting, also raised a question: what role would Joe play in the wedding? Though Teresa had moved on from her marriage to Joe, their relationship as co-parents remained strong. The couple had endured many hardships, but over time, they managed to rebuild their friendship. Joe's time in Italy, however, had made maintaining close ties somewhat challenging, especially with the long distance between them. Still, both Teresa and Joe seemed to put aside their differences for the sake of their children. Joe's relationship with his daughters, in particular, was a major driving force for him. Despite the distance, Joe stayed connected with his daughters through phone calls, visits, and even virtual appearances. His connection with them remained unshaken, and he remained a crucial part of their lives. As the wedding approached, many wondered if Joe would be a part of the ceremony. Teresa, ever the self-assured public figure, didn't shy away from addressing the question. In interviews, she expressed a desire for Joe to be there. After all, the wedding was not just about her and Luis. It was about family. Joe, too, seemed open to attending, acknowledging the importance of this special day in his daughters' lives. The decision to attend, a moment of healing. Joe's decision to attend Teresa's wedding was not just a simple RSVP to an event. It was an emotional moment that signified healing, reconciliation, and the willingness to embrace new beginnings. Joe had spent a significant amount of time reflecting on his life, and his experiences in Italy had given him perspective on what truly mattered. His relationship with Teresa, though no longer a romantic one, had evolved into something far more mature and understanding. For Teresa, having Joe at the wedding was a way to acknowledge the past. While their marriage had ended, they shared a history, and that history was part of what made their family what it was. Teresa's love for her children, who had been through so much, extended to Joe as the father of those children. In this way, the wedding wasn't just a celebration of new love, but a way to honor the journey they had all been through. The decision also demonstrated how far Joe and Teresa had come. The bitterness that once defined their relationship seemed to have faded, replaced by mutual respect and the understanding that they were both human and had made mistakes. As Joe walked into the wedding venue, it was clear that this wasn't just an event marking the beginning of Teresa and Luis's marriage. It was a celebration of family, redemption, and the healing of old wounds. The wedding day, a public display of unity. The wedding day itself was a grand affair, with Teresa looking radiant in a custom-made wedding gown, while Luis stood by her side, clearly besotted with her. As Teresa and Luis exchanged vows, there was a sense of joy and celebration in the air. But there was also an undercurrent of reflection, as the couple acknowledged the journey they had each taken to get to this point. For Joe, attending the wedding was not just about showing up. It was about being present for his daughters. He wasn't just an estranged ex-husband or a man fighting deportation. He was a father, and his presence was crucial for his daughters on such an important day. Watching his daughters be part of the ceremony, helping Teresa celebrate her new chapter, was a poignant moment. While the wedding was all about Teresa and Luis, the presence of Joe was a powerful reminder of how important family is, especially in times of change. The Giudice family had been through hell and back, but on this day they were united in their support of one another. For Joe, seeing Teresa so happy and being able to share in that happiness was a moment of redemption. It wasn't just about being a spectator, it was about being an active part of his daughters' lives and showing them that, no matter what had happened in the past, family came first. The aftermath. A new beginning for Giudice. In the wake of the wedding, Giudice's life seemed to take on a new direction. Attending the wedding allowed him to reconnect with them on a deeper level. Joe also appeared to be focusing on his future, with hints of new business ventures and a possible return to the United States, though his legal battles were far from over. The wedding wasn't a fairy tale ending for Joe and Teresa, but it was an acknowledgement of growth and progress. While they had both moved on in their personal lives, the foundation of their family remained unshakable. Joe's relationship with Teresa, though not romantic, was rooted in respect, understanding, and the shared responsibility they had as parents. For Teresa, the wedding marked the beginning of a new chapter with Ruelas, someone who seemed to be her true match. But the presence of Joe at the ceremony demonstrated the depth of her love for her family and her willingness to heal and embrace the past. As for the Giudice daughters, the wedding was a moment of pure joy, where the focus was not on their parents' past struggles, but on the love that had endured despite everything. In the end, Giudice's attendance at Teresa's wedding to Ruelas was a testament to the fact that family, no matter how complicated, could weather any storm.